Up in the sky, is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it another ridiculous up in the sky intro that you all have seen 1,000 times, done in multiple ways? Yes, it is. What's going on, super friends? It's Super Dude back again in the fortress of Broitude, eating with the pop figures in the background. We'll get to those in a minute. And we're located in Angel Grove, and you know who else is located in Angel Grove? This guy. Talk about that later. Look at that tag. But speaking of those pops over yonder, I'm going to be doing a random update. I'm going to be doing a video based on those pops, why I got them, why I get the ones that I get, and what ones I'm trying to get next. I did that before, and the tablet died. Hopefully it doesn't die on this one, which is why I'm going to try to go a little faster. Now, I'm going to run down this list. What I have here is a list of characters that a friend of mine named Jasmine, shout out, threw together for her Injustice 2 wants and returns. So I'm going to start with the characters that she wanted to see return. I'm going to give my opinions on these characters. I'm going to give my opinions on the characters she wants to see in. And if you want to see any characters talked about by me and their possibilities for Injustice 2, then go right ahead and send me a video, or send me a message, or a comment, whatever. And I'll talk about your hero, villain, person. So, here we go. Starting with Harley Quinn. Now, I believe Harley Quinn has like an 85% chance of being in this game for multiple reasons. One, Harley Quinn's getting her own movie. Two, Suicide Squad's a thing that's already happening, and Harley Quinn is like the focal point of that whole movie. Three, there's a shirt that's released with Harley Quinn's hammer on it. And everybody's talking about this shirt because it confirms a few characters. But until we get announcements that those characters are in, I'm just going to say that's a t-shirt for the sake of a t-shirt. I hope those characters that are on that t-shirt are all in, because that would be some cool confirmations. And Harley Quinn's hammer was one of those. So if that is indeed confirmation, then you got your character, all Harley Quinn fans. Some cool skins for if they're gonna do skins. I'm basing this video off the fact that yes, they're gonna do skins. It's not confirmed. I'm just saying in this video world, skins are confirmed for me. So that way I don't have to go if they do skins, if they do skins, if they do skins. We're just gonna go off the assumption that they're gonna do skins. One you could do for Harley Quinn is her Suicide Squad attire, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of. It's not on the top priority list of skins to have. And then there is a roller derby skin from her solo series, which I haven't seen. But if they were gonna do any skin for Harley Quinn, I would want to see an Arkham Knight version of Harley Quinn, like the one from her solo campaign, the DLC for that. Next, so that's Harley Quinn. But next on the list, Batgirl. If they're gonna do Batgirl, there's only one Batgirl I'm gonna accept, and it's Cassandra Cain. I'll do it. Do it. Do Cassandra Cain, and then have Batgirl that you put in Injustice 2 be your backup. I want Cassandra Cain to be the Batgirl we get in this game. That way she can kick all over Batman and be like, ha, I'm better than you. But Cassandra Cain's skin for Batgirl would work if you're not going to do Cassandra Cain, but you should, because Cassandra Cain, you could do an old school Batgirl, you could do a Batman, I want to say Batman Beyond, Batman Returns, Batman Begins, one of those movies. Whatever movie she appeared in beside Robin and Batman in a silver feature accentuating costume. That was too tight. That wasn't leather. It was weird. It's creepy, but it was silver. You could do that Batgirl, and you could even do the Batgirl that becomes Oracle. Barbara Gordon? Yeah, Barbara Gordon. You could do that. You can do all sorts of crazy, cool Batgirl skin. You could do really, with all these characters, I want to see Red Sun versions, because I just want to see a bunch of Russian characters. So, Russian Harley Quinn, Russian Batgirl, and Russian next character, Catwoman. Red Sun, Catwoman. But Catwoman would be interesting to see, do I personally want her back? No. I personally don't want her back. Now, personally, I'd have had Batgirl over Batman in this game and let Batman be a mentor or something. I'd let Batgirl be the main girl power, and I'd let Batgirl be the main bat person, and then let Batman be the one tutoring her or whatnot, and have Harley Quinn be the replacement for Joker. That's how I would do it. I wouldn't have Joker in this game at all. No. I don't care about Jared Leto and Suicide Squad. I don't care. I would have Harley Quinn replace the Joker, and I would have Batgirl replace Batman, and I would have not Catwoman. Sorry, Jazz, but I wouldn't have Catwoman back. But if you're gonna do her, you got to do her right. You have to do a unique skin for Catwoman, because she didn't get a very unique one in the last game. She wasn't very unique in the last game, so you would have to give her a unique. Maybe give her a give her a gold skin or an all black Arkham design. Really, any of the Batman characters that have been in the recent Arkham games, you could give them designs from that from. Now, I'm going to roll up my sleeves, and we're going to keep talking. We're going to move fast, though. Killer Frost. Killer Frost would be cool to see come back. I mean, I liked Killer Frost, and if we're going to do Killer Frost versus Captain Cold, then Killer Frost. Killer Frost would be interesting to see, because she's sort of like the Sub-Zero of this game. And I pray that Sub-Zero doesn't make it as DLC. If you're going to do Killer Frost, you have to do Caitlin Snow. It's obligatory. You have to do, like, if you're going to do any Arrow characters, you have to do their, like, Arrow counterparts. You could just do a bunch of Arrow Flash skins for the characters that have already been on the show. And if we're going to talk of that, we need to talk Zatanna. So I'm all about Killer Frost coming back. Zatanna. I would do Zatanna from Smallville. I would do the Cyborg from Smallville. And I would do Superman from Smallville. I would do an all Smallville cast. Costume set. Skin set. Whatever. But if you're going to bring back Zatanna, another cool idea that I had, just for all the salty Marvel fans out there, give her a red outfit. Give her a red costume set or a red gear set. And call it the Scarlet Magician. Up yours, Marvel fans. If you don't know, that's a jab at Scarlet Witch. But yeah, Zatanna would be cool to see come back, especially if they're going to do Dr. Fate. That fight would be amazing. Even though his magic is like 1,000 times stronger than hers, from what I understand. Next on her list was Black Canary. For a new character. This is new characters. We're starting with the Black Canary. And I talked about Black Canary, and I've talked about a lot of these before, but I'm going to keep talking about them. Black Canary, if you're going to do Black Canary, you have to do, you have to do a Flash version of Black Canary. If you're going to do Black Canary, you could do a Young Justice version of Black Canary, which would be cool. I mean, I watched the Young Justice. It was awesome. If you're going to do Black Canary, I think Jazz mentioned a White Canary costume. Not necessarily, because White Canary from Legends of Tomorrow has no powers. She's just a really kick-butt assassin. Do them both. Do White Canary, do Black Canary. I mean, if you're gonna do White Canary costume, go all the way with it. Do a whole skin, and then just step over the fact that she doesn't have superpowers. We don't care. Moving on to Zoom. I want a straight-up Zoom. Jazz wants a straight-up Zoom. A lot of people want to see Zoom in this game. If you're going to do Zoom, you have to do Zoom from the Flash. You have to do Zoom from the Flash. You could do a reverse Flash skin. You could do a Godspeed skin. I've talked about this before, so I'm going to move on, but Zoom for Injustice 2. Jason Todd was on her list. Jason Todd, a.k.a. Red Hood. Now, the way I would do it, personally, is I would have Jason Todd as the Robin in the game. I would have Jason Todd as the Robin in the game. And I would have a Red Hood armor set, and I would have an Arkham Knight armor set. Or you could have Red Hood and then a Robin armor set and an Arkham Knight armor set. Just, or if you're going to do Robin and you want to do Jason Todd, you could do Robin and Red Hood. I don't rightly care. As long as we get Red Hood from the Arkham Knight game. Excuse me. She mentioned Arsenal. Arsenal I talked about, but I'll talk about again. We need another Arrowist. Another Archer. Archer. And if you're going to do another Archer, another male Archer, do Arsenal. Because Arsenal is one of the most popular characters ever to have been on the Arrow TV show. He was right up there with Black Canary, Speedy, and Green Arrow himself. You really would benefit from doing an Arsenal. Don't call him Red Arrow, guys. Don't. He's Arsenal. But you could do a Green Arrow version. You could do a Speedy version and call it Red Arrow. But you could do Arsenal and you could make him a little more unique. If you can have Supergirl and Superman, you can have Arsenal and Green Arrow. Because people are saying you can't put Arsenal in there because he's just too similar to Green Arrow. Well, then take Supergirl out of Injustice, too. Supergirl, shut up. That's hypocrisy. You're being a hypocrite. Firestorm, all about it. I want a Ronnie Raymond Firestorm. I like the new guy, but I like Ronnie more. If you're going to do a Flash version of Firestorm, you need to do Ronnie Raymond. Or do the Legends of Tomorrow Firestorm and do a Deathstorm version of Ronnie Raymond. There you go. That's an idea for you. But running down the list here, I'm going to mention Superboy. And then Superboy, Supergirl, Superman. I want Superboy in this game because he's not on the same plane as Superman. He can't fly. He can't. There's a couple things that Superman can do that he can't. But Superboy is just like one of my, if not my favorite character ever to be written into DC. Even above Superman. Superboy is awesome because Superboy is, I'm gonna take what I have of you and be a better you. That's Superboy. But speaking of Superboy, Supergirl, all them, they are from Metropolis, which, if you watch Jasmine's video, you will know that there are news reports from an anonymous source that there is a portal opened up recently in Metropolis, and through it stood a green-clad hero with a dragon-shaped helmet. Now, he is calling himself the Green Ranger. We don't know what he's doing in Metropolis. We don't know why he's here. But for more information on this Green Ranger and what he could possibly be doing in Metropolis, hashtag Green Ranger for Injustice 2. I will leave the hashtag in the description below to find out more about what he's doing and what his goals could possibly be. And any information you have about this Green Ranger individual would muchly be appreciated. Thank you, Jasmine, for letting me know about that. And I will get my investigators on it immediately. So, hashtag Green Ranger for Injustice 2, I'll leave that in there, as well as a Twitter for a couple of people who would know a little more about that. But Superboy in the game would be awesome. Back to your regularly scheduled broadcast. Excuse me. Miss Martian was on her list. Miss Martian is essentially Martian Manhunter's female apprentice or daughter, I think. It's his daughter or cousin or niece or something. I didn't watch I didn't in-depth, and that's a phone. I didn't in-depth watch, I didn't in-depth watch Young Justice, which is why I don't know Artemis. But Artemis would be cool. Miss Martian would be cool. But if you're going to do Miss Martian, you have to do the Young Justice one. And I know that phone call is annoying. Artemis, I'm all about seeing. Miss Martian, I would agree with. Artemis is a female archer. Essentially, she's just a female Green Arrow. And what I would do, if I was writing the Injustice 2 story, I would have Green Arrow in the game, but I would have him go down early. Like, he gets taken out early. And he calls on Arsenal and Artemis to take over. That's what I would do. Next on her list was Blue Beetle. And then she mentioned Blue Beetle, Captain Cold, and Swamp Thing. All three of these characters were mentioned because they were all part of an Ed Boon poll. If I had to pick any of these characters, I'd pick Blue Beetle. Because I don't know a lot about Swamp Thing. I could care less for him. But Captain Cold would be insane if you're going to put in Killer Frost. Like, insane in a bad way. Like, if you're going to put in Killer Frost, don't put in Captain Cold. If you're not going to put in Killer Frost, put in Captain Cold. But putting them both in, I mean, it could be cool. But like I've said, I'm not a big Captain Cold fan. I would rather have Heat Wave, the fiery version. Captain Cold, if I'm getting that name wrong, I apologize. I would have Blue Beetle. Because you can do and if you're going to do Blue Beetle with this armor set thing, you could do Blue Beetle and Black Beetle and Red Beetle and Green and all the other color beetles that there were. You could do an armor set for all of those beetles. Moving down the list to Azrael. Now, I talked about Azrael, and it'd be interesting to see the armor sets they gave him. And unfortunately, I think the armor sets are going to be like another deciding factor on what superheroes and villains can make it versus what can't. For example, what kind of armor are you going to give the Joker? What kind of armor are you going to give, say, Harley Quinn even? Which is why I would just immediately cut Joker. Like I said, I'd immediately cut Joker. And then another one, unfortunately for that, is Azrael. I would love to see Azrael in the game. If I was making the game, he'd be in it. But it comes down to what armor are you going to give him. And then you have Aqualad. Again, I would do Aqualad. And I would have Aquaman realize that he can't handle this business no more. And I would have Aqualad step in and be like, don't worry, I got this. And then you have like this, you could have this sort of story where all these sidekicks are becoming the heroes, and then the heroes are like, well, you think you're better than us all of a sudden, and then Aqualad can be like, I don't think I know, and then there's a big Atlantis tussle right there. But the last character I'm going to talk about, oh, by the way, Aqualad I would put in this game, only because, Aquaman. The last character Jazz talked about is Poison Ivy. Now, Poison Ivy would be interesting in many aspects. Her ability set could be she like controls plants. She could have like a thorn whip. She could have her poison. Duh. Be like Fang from Street Fighter V, throwing poison in your face all the time. Shout out to all you Street Fighter V players. By the way, another hashtag here. Hashtag Blanca for Street Fighter V. Anyway, moving on. I would have Poison Ivy in this game simply to sort of kick everyone's butt in the Batman side of things. Just like, we need another good Batman villain, and Bane is good, let Joker die, Harley Quinn is good, but Poison Ivy would be something. And I'm going to call Red Hood an anti-hero. Like, he's not a bad guy. Oh, God, I'm not repeating the Roman Reigns line. I'm not a bad guy, I'm not a good guy, I'm just a good guy. No. He's not a bad guy, he's not a good guy, he's just Red Hood. Essentially. He's just shoot all the things. So, that is really a review of her video. I appreciate her taking the time to give me that news report on the portal in Metropolis. I will definitely do more research on that and a possible another video when more information comes through. But for now, guys, that's the end of this video. As always, thank you guys for watching. And I'm going to do what all the other YouTubers do and say like, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you want more SuperDude content. But until then, I've been SuperDude. You guys have been the Super Friends from the Fortress of Burrowtude, located near Angel Grove, just outside. And until I see you guys next, up, and away.